if you could take a time machine back and go back to when you first started as a strength coach, what would be some advice you would give to yourself? Because I'm sure you've learned some lessons over the years. What would be the one thing you would tell yourself, I don't know, almost 20 years ago you started being a strength coach?
Yeah, some of it was, kind of the advice I gave before is not worry so much about the future. As a young strength coach, I stressed so much about how do you build a career doing this? Like, you see everybody getting fired, and it made it less enjoyable sometimes, where you're not just upset that you lost, you're thinking about, oh man, I'm gonna have to move again, or I'm not gonna be able to get this car, whatever it is. And it kind of robs you of the moment of being able to just enjoy every era, wherever you're at, if it's in the weight room or if it's your first year of the job or eighth year of the job. The worry of what's going to happen in the future can sometimes kind of rob you. So from a philosophical thing, that might be one. From a training standpoint, I wanted to get everything as fast as possible. So I made a mistake early on of making my conditioning sessions really just look like speed sessions with not enough rest. So then we were running way too much high velocity yards. I was pushing the conditioning, not from a volume or a density standpoint. I was pushing it. All right, now that 15-second run is now going to be a 14-second run. Like the same distance. I was driving everything from that end, and it can't work like that. Some things can be progressed with intensity and some should not. And then it starts to be a negative. So our conditioning sessions were becoming so brutal CNS wise that we weren't able to get the speed that I was looking for. But I was thinking we're going to sneak speed in everywhere. So really understanding that your speed days are speed days, your conditioning days are not that. Progress them in different ways, I think, was big. Again, with the speed thing, understanding that it's a very effective training means, and you don't have to do every drill possible. You don't have to do 500 yards of sprint work every session. It can be effective in small doses. And then the calendar. All right. So this was another big one. The calendar is the calendar. If I have 9 weeks, that's all I have. If I wanted to progress to depth jumps, but we weren't able to do the drills leading up to that, then we can't do depth jumps. Just understanding that we have certain limitations in this setting, and don't try to cram in stuff just because you want to do it. It has to be built out. You can't just say week 8, I want to do this and we'll figure it out how to get there. You can't do that. You have to start at week 1, and then how far we can progress based on the constraints is it's just a reality of the situation. Like right now, we're on a discretionary week. I would have rather it have been last week because we had a 4-week block. I was ready for a little break, and then we have another 4-week block. But that's not the way the calendar fell. So we had to push it, start our second block 1 week into that. Now's the discretionary week. We come back to 3. Not ideal. It is what it is. And you just have to kind of deal with some of that stuff as a college strength coach.